Imagine scrolling through your feed and seeing a headline that says, "Our National Security Advisor has ordered the army to hide attacks until after the 2027 elections." It sounds like a scene straight out of a political thriller, right? But before we let the panic set in, we need to look at what is actually happening on the ground in Nigeria right now. We are in May 2026, and as the conversation around the next general election heats up, rumors like this are becoming the order of the day. It's a very sensitive time, and stories involving security and politics always travel faster than the truth. If you're finding this breakdown helpful so far, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us keep bringing you the facts. When you look at the official activities of the National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu, the picture is quite different from what that headline suggests. Just a few days ago, he was in the United States meeting with high-level officials, including Vice President J.D. Vance and Secretary of State Marco Rubio. They weren't talking about secrets or hiding information. They were discussing how to deepen intelligence sharing and get more support to fight terrorism in Nigeria. You don't go to the world stage to ask for help with a problem you are trying to pretend doesn't exist. In fact, the government has been quite open about the challenges, especially with the recent tragic attacks on military bases in Borno and Yobe. There is no doubt that the security situation is tough. In the last few months, we've seen ISWAP and Boko Haram trying to reclaim territories they lost. Our soldiers are fighting back bravely, and the government has even reported that over 124,000 fighters and their families have surrendered so far. However, there is a lot of political tension right now. Prominent figures are making bold claims about how the 2027 elections might be handled, and some critics are worried that the policy of reintegrating repentant terrorists into society might be a security risk. This friction between political leaders creates a perfect environment for sensational headlines to go viral, even when they lack solid evidence. The real gist here isn't a secret order to stay quiet, but a change in how Nigeria is fighting this war. The NSA has been pushing a whole-of-government approach. This means they aren't just using guns and bombs. They are also using dialogue and community development to stop people from joining these groups in the first place. Some people love this idea, while others think it's too soft. Because the government is trying to encourage more insurgents to surrender, they might not broadcast every single detail of a small skirmish to avoid making the situation look more chaotic than it is. But that is very different from a total blackout for the next year and a half. As we move closer to 2027, every security move will be viewed through a political lens. People are naturally anxious about whether the country will be safe enough for a smooth election. The Senate is already talking about electoral reforms and massive budgets for defense, which shows that security is at the top of the priority list. It's important for us to stay alert and not believe every headline we see on a thumbnail. We need to ask questions and look for proof before we share. If you want to stay updated on stories like this with a clear, honest perspective, make sure you like this video and subscribe to our channel right now so you don't miss our next update. So what do you think about all of this? Do you feel that the news we get about security is the full story? Or do you think there's a bit of filtering going on to keep everyone calm? And looking ahead to 2027, does the current security situation make you more or less confident about the future? I really want to read your thoughts in the comments, so let's get the conversation started.
The military's actual response is where the story gets even more intense. Far from staying quiet, the defense headquarters has been very active in reporting their recent encounters. Just this past April, the Army officially confirmed that they lost high-ranking officers, including a colonel and a brigadier general, during fierce battles with ISWAP in Borno State. These aren't the actions of a military trying to hide the truth. These are the actions of a force that is being transparent about the heavy price they are paying to keep the country safe. If you appreciate the transparency and the hard work of our troops, please hit the like button and subscribe to stay updated on their progress. Beyond the front line, there is a massive effort going on behind the scenes. The government has launched Operation Enduring Peace and Operation Hadinkai, which have led to the arrest of several logistics suppliers for these terrorist groups. We're talking about people caught with walkie-talkies, ammunition, and even food supplies meant for the insurgents. This shows that the strategy isn't just about fighting in the bushes, it's about cutting off the oxygen that keeps these groups alive. This is the kind of detail you won't find in a sensational headline. Now, you might be wondering why some people are still pushing this secrecy narrative. It often comes down to political disagreements. We've seen leaked reports and heated debates in the news about how many troops are actually on the ground versus what is being officially claimed. Some critics point to ghost soldiers or corruption as the real reason things are tough. When these internal arguments happen between politicians and security chiefs, it's easy for a rumor to start that says they are hiding things from us. But the reality is that the war is very real, very loud, and being fought every single day. As we look towards 2027, the pressure on the NSA and the military is only going to increase. The world is watching, especially with international partners like the US and the UK getting more involved in our security training and intelligence. The goal is to make sure that by the time the elections roll around, the atmosphere is stable enough for everyone to exercise their rights without fear. It's a huge task, and the gist is that the government knows their performance on security will be the biggest factor in how people vote. So, while that headline about concealing attacks makes for a catchy video title, the facts on the ground tell a much deeper story of a military that is dealing with both a difficult war and a complex political landscape. We have to be smarter than the clickbait and look at the actual reports coming from the field. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe so you can always get the real story without the fluff.